Hi, my name's Therese Garcia, radio DJ, club DJ, co-founder of Mermaid Missions. I've always loved the ocean ever since I was a kid, and the older I got, the more polluted it became. I'd like to help change that. And with Mermaid Missions, we clean up our ocean one reef at a time, with the help of fellow freedivers, scuba divers, and even non-swimmers who comb the beach. Join me as we feature everyday heroes saving our planet in their own little way. This is Community.
Hey guys, it's me, Therese T. Garcia, back again with another episode of Community. If this is your first time to join us, well, this is a show where we feature people who are making a difference in their communities in their own little way. And today, I've got a very special guest, someone I've actually worked with in organizing a beach cleanup for Mermaid Missions. He is the president of Playa, Caleta, an ecotourism beach resort in Bataan that I'm sure you would love to hear about. Migs Camacho, welcome, and how are you?
Hi Therese, good morning, and thank you to Community and 87.5 for inviting Playa La Caleta today.
I'm so glad you can join us today, actually. Now, let's just get right to it. Please share with our viewers a little background about Playa La Caleta and why it's called an ecotourism beach resort and where it's located.
Yeah. So Playa La Caleta stands for Beach Cove. Playa is beach, Caleta is cove. It's a 100-hectare nature resort. We are located in Morong, Bataan. What's nice about the resort is that if you're from Manila, you don't need to ride an airplane to get to our place. So it's just about 2.5 hours via NLEX, SETEX, and then straight to Bataan. So we have a 1-kilometer white sand beach. It's our own cove. It's a private cove. At the back of the beach is a lush forest, and as you've visited several times, we have our own waterfalls. We have 3 waterfalls inside the property.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right side of the cove, on the left side of the cove, we have a 1-hectare islet. It's called Miguelito Island.
Named after you?
My dad did that.
Okay.
But we do cliff diving there. There's a lot of snorkeling and diving spots, free diving as well, and some hiking trails. So we are a nature resort because the place celebrates nature. So other places may have really nice hotels, other kinds of facilities. In our case, the main character is nature. So we have many different kinds of nature elements, so to speak, that guests can enjoy, which we can talk about today.
Okay, so that's already the trek to the waterfalls, of course, the sandy beach, and what else are you known for over there?
So aside from hiking and biking trails to the 3 waterfalls, we are Pawikan or green sea turtle hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we have eggs that we are taking care of.
Cool.
They will be hatching sometime January and February. We have an event around those dates, so which you've done before also.
Yes.
So you basically guests are allowed to release the hatchlings into the water. Turtle and we have talks about that. Aside from that, we also have a giant clam sanctuary. It's actually an adoption program. So guests can actually adopt a giant clam. It's an endangered species around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives a person a personal connection to the place, because basically when you adopt a clam, it's like you're a parent now, and you have a deeper sense of connection to the beach, and it's a really deep reason for you to keep coming back and checking on your giant clam. So we take care of the clams in the sanctuary. Aside from that, we also have an underwater museum, which acts also as an artificial reef. So what we're trying to do is build the reef system inside the cove, and hopefully more marine life can come and thrive.
Okay, we're
Um,
gonna go back to the turtles for a bit now. When exactly is Pawikan season?
Pawikan season, well, we are in the West Philippine Sea.
Uh huh.
So all along the West Philippine Sea, the Pawikan season is about from November to January. That means from November to January, the turtles come back
Uh
to
huh.
lay their eggs. Turtles only know one GPS coordinate in their whole life, which is
Okay.
where they were born. So after 30 years of being out in sea, they come back to where they were born and they lay their eggs from November to January. And then from February to maybe March,
Mm-hmm.
so that's about 60 days. That's when the eggs lay, the eggs hatch
Okay.
from the sand.
Would you have an estimate of how many turtles go there in a month during the season?
Well, we've been monitoring them very closely for the past few years. I think we have about maybe 6 to 10 turtles. It's
Wow.
very hard to see them. I mean, I've witnessed some, but
Mm-hmm.
they can actually see you if you're there. They can check. They see your body temperature.
Oh, okay.
So they're very and when they see that there are many people on the beach, they tend not to land and they wait
Okay.
in the water. So a lot of these laying of eggs happen early in the morning, around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. And they also look for the sand temperature to be at about maybe 21 degrees. So they really need the amihan season or the cold weather
Mm-hmm.
to set in before they can come in.
Okay, if this happens, if the laying of the eggs happen like when nobody's there, like how do you know that there are turtle eggs there? Like what happens also after they lay their eggs? Do you put a
Okay.
barricade around it?
Yeah. So in Playa La Caleta, we have trained lifeguards,
Okay.
which also act as pawikan custodians that we call them. No? So they've been trained with the DNR. We also work with non-government institutions with regards to how to handle, the hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so these custodians actually starting November till January are on the lookout every day. We have Pawikan Patrol, we call it Pawikan Night Patrol, wherein we assign people from the custodian group to look around. Um, you will see their tracks on the sand. It's quite visible, but these turtles are very smart. What they do is when they dig a hole and they lay their eggs there, they also dig decoy holes around the area.
Wow.
Yeah, to confuse predators like dogs, or actually the main predator would be humans.
Okay,
Who,
yeah, unfortunately.
unfortunately, but they do these decoy digs to confuse people or predators where the actual eggs are. So they're quite prominent on the beach. It's quite easy to see. But there have been instances wherein we don't actually see some of the digs. And so what happens is we get surprised just to see hatchlings coming out of the sand. But oftentimes we are able to see them, and what we do is when we identify them, we log them, the time, the number of eggs, we count the number of eggs, and then we put a signage on it, and we protect it with the safety net around, and we report it. We report the that to the DNR.
That's cool. And the highlight of your guests would be to be able to experience that, right? Like
Yes,
releasing the hatchlings.
releasing the hatchlings as what you've encountered last
Yes.
February. You and Alex were able to lead a releasing of hatchlings. I think that was about 120 hatchlings
Yes, I
out
remember
to
that.
sea.
That was a highlight of the event that we had. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Only 1% of that number will survive and thrive to become a mature vegan. So it's quite a special event. Um, when you release the hatchlings, you're not supposed to touch them. Rather,
Mm-hmm.
you just provide a path where they can go down to the beach and go to sea. Um, and then you wait 30 years for them to come back. Hopefully
That's
they
a
come
long
back
time.
and hopefully they come back and hatch eggs.
Mhm. Okay, moving on, you mentioned you have different projects going on there. Now, there's Adopt a Clam program, the monthly cleanups, and underwater statues. Now, can you tell us more about it? Starting with your cleanups, who is involved in this monthly activity?
Yeah. Um, when we first started operating Playa La Caleta, the main thing that we noticed was really the plastics problem. So especially during the Habagat months, which is the southwestern monsoon, which happens around July to October. But this year actually it was late.
Okay.
Habagat season started quite late this year. I think it started about August, September. But during these months is when you have waves, because we're a surf spot during these months. So the waves bring in a ton of plastic every day. We have a dedicated team in the resort, but it's not enough. I mean, you clean today, tomorrow the same thing
There's more.
happens.
That's true.
And
Now,
really, the beach cleanup. So what we did was we organized these monthly beach cleanups. Actually, to be honest, the objective of the cleanup is not really so that the beach will be clean. I mean, our team does that every day.
uh-huh.
So the
Okay.
objective of the cleanup is really it's rather a information drive to give a lesson also to all our guests and to promote the not to use plastics. So what happens is we start at one end of the cove. We give a short talk there about the plastics problem, how 97% of the plastics that man has invented is still out there, and
Okay,
then
so guests actually join you during this
yes,
cleanup.
so we invite all our guests to join. So guests together with our team, and together with volunteers from the government, from the LGUs, or from different organizations come, like Mermaid
That's awesome.
Missions.
Yes.
And then we give a talk. We provide them with a sack, and then they collect the garbage, the plastics that they see. There are two types of cleanups that we do. One is on the beach, and then in the forest side, and
Uh-huh.
the other one is in the ocean, an ocean cleanup, which we started with Mermaid Missions,
Yes.
which we'll be doing annually. So we comb the beach, the ocean area, collect the what we can, and at the end we do a segregation of the garbage that we get. And then we've added an activity there that we call the plastic monster activity, wherein segregated plastics and other kinds of trash are made to be used as to form an art sculpture on the beach. That's done together with all the volunteers, and then that's exhibited for about a weekend
Mm-hmm.
before we send out the segregated trash out out of the island. But the message there is really the use of plastics and other kinds of trash doesn't end in the garbage, but rather it has a life after that, which is you use it again for another purpose. Let's say plastics can be done for marine rope or other things. This year, next year, what we'll be doing also is we'll be procuring a plastic shredder,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
and at the end of the activity, the shredded plastic will be turned into, let's say, bean bags or other products.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to our next cleanup then.
Yeah. So we do that every month.
Mm-hmm.
But we have these special cleanup projects like with Mermaid Mission that we do in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean floor is full of plastics. The number one kind of plastic there would be fishing nets, I think, and all the other man-made
Yes.
consumption products.
Sadly. No, definitely looking
And
forward to our annual cleanup starting
yeah,
next year. Hopefully, everything will be back to normal again. Crossing
yeah.
fingers.
So the other
Now,
thing that you mentioned that I should talk about is the underwater museum.
yes.
So the underwater museum is under the PLC art program. So we've
Mm-hmm.
invited artists from Bataan and also from Manila, some of our artist friends, to do a residency in Playa La Caleta, and make these art sculptures out of metal or cement. And then together with volunteers, we put that down inside the cove. We have an identified area. And the hope is, aside from being an underwater museum for free divers and scuba divers and for snorkelers,
Mm-hmm.
eventually these sculptures will transform into a reef
A
system.
reef, yes.
So the first two batches are currently in the cove right now. And I did a survey last week of these structures or these sculptures, and uh, some of them have some small coral formations and shells already,
That's
and
amazing.
there are some fish life already calling it their home.
Okay.
So the goal is to have as many of these sculptures all around the cove and have a underwater museum exhibit that people can always visit and check out, and it'll also give new points of interests for divers and free divers and snorkelers.
Okay, so there are actually more fish now compared
Oh
to
yeah,
before. And then,
definitely.
so just to give everyone an idea, the area is actually all sand. So there
Yes.
aren't that many corals, right? Like all the way out, maybe what,
Yeah.
100,
Un-
200 meters?
oh yeah. Unfortunately, in the 80s, there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of dynamite fishing and cyanide fishing all
Okay.
along the West Philippine Sea. It decimated a lot of the coral systems, but we're trying to do something about that, and we place these sculptures at about from 15 to 25 feet,
Mm-hmm.
so that a width of so that snorkelers, free divers, and scuba divers can
Okay.
interact with it.
Have you added more sculptures from the last time we were there? We visited. There were what, dolphins and a cross? Was it?
Oh yeah, well actually those were the last installations.
Uh huh.
Well, because we had the pandemic lockdown.
Yes.
But I already have two artist friends who will be doing a 1 to 2 month residency in Playa this summer, hopefully when we open. And
Nice.
they will be creating these amazing sculptures that will be put inside the cove, the museum. We'll be also having sculptures in the hiking trails, so that's something to look out for in the future.
That's exciting. Okay, back to the Adopt a Clam program. I was wondering, where do these clams come from?
Okay, so we started this about maybe less than 2 years ago. Um, I saw a documentary about how these clams were being taken out of the West Philippine Sea by these Chinese fishermen vessels. And in that documentary, they mentioned that the benefits of the giant clams, and I was surprised because giant clams are actually reef builders. So when you have giant clams in your area, a reef system evolves, and then marine life comes in because they feed on the algae that forms on the mouth of the giant clams. And the giant clams actually clean the water because they are bivalve mollusks. So what happens is they suck the water in one valve, and when they bring it out the other valve, it's already clean and filtered. And so what I did was I did some research and I found out that the Philippines is the second largest um, um, well, the second largest place where you have giant clams, or what we call the Tridacna gigas. The first being Australia. So, and that can be found in Bolinao, Pangasinan. It's being managed by the UP Marine Science Institute. So they've been doing pioneer work on it because we had so many before, but again, they were decimated and it was on the brink of extinction. And some scientists in the UP Marine Science Institute put up a giant clam sanctuary in Bolinao. And right now, I think we have about 44,000 clams there. And
Wow, that's a
so,
lot.
yeah, that's quite a lot. And it's been a successful program. Hats off to everyone at UPMSI. So resorts and LGUs and other places can actually um, sign up to adopt clams from them. And so we did just that. We had a first batch about 2 years ago. Unfortunately, the first batch did not prosper because we were
Oh
hit by
no.
typhoon. We were hit by Typhoon Ondoy, and and we placed it in an area where the waves actually crushed them. So we've been able to locate a new area, through the guidance of the UPMSI biologists, we put them in cages now. Steel cages underwater at about 20-25 feet, and um, and they're thriving right now.
That's great.
So all of them are adopted clams. Last February, on the during the Amazing Earth TV show, um, that featured Playa, La Caleta, Ding Dong Dantes adopted one, and other friends and family also adopted. So what happens is when you adopt, we put your name on the clam. We put a label on it, a permanent label on the clam,
Okay.
and then we put it down. You actually put it down in the sanctuary, and then every week the work done there is that every week we have to go do a dive to clean the clams. We brush the clams to rid them of bacteria and other predatory shells. And every quarter we measure the clams, and then on the birthday of the clams we let you know when that is, and we tell you how much it's grown.
That's so
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, so and it's quite a sight when you visit. The clams can be identified by their color. So some are neon blue, some are neon green, some are neon brown. And
That's awesome.
we have a the biggest one we have is a 9-year-old. It's maybe about half a meter big already. So
Wow. Well, hopefully
and
your clam
they
fam
grow
grows really big.
well. They grow up to 100 years old. So the commitment and responsibility to the adoption program is lifelong.
That's
And
amazing.
our hope is really for more individuals and other actually companies
Mm-hmm.
to adopt clams. It's a very good CSR project for a company to do. We invite the company to come and they can, you know, do a ceremonial laying of the clams in the sanctuary.
Well, that being said, please invite our viewers to visit your ecotourism resort. Share your website and social media handles.
So we'd like to invite everybody to Playa La Caleta. We are located in Morong, Bataan. We are a nature resort focusing on ecotourism and wellness. Um, we have all these programs in store for you that will basically enrich your beach experience and make it a sustainable kind of tourism. Um, and hopefully, when you visit us, you get to know about our programs, especially the Giant Clam Adoption Program. And we invite you to adopt a clam or several clams and take care of them together with us and have a more deeper connection to nature here in Playa La Caleta. You can visit for more information, you can visit our website. It's playalacaletabataan.ph. And on Facebook and Instagram, we are at Playa La Caleta Bataan. And we also launched our new YouTube channel. It's also called Playa La Caleta Bataan. So we'll be posting a lot of updates there, a lot of videos, because we wanna, even if you're not here with us right now, we want to share what's happening here, so that we can spread awareness also about taking care of the environment, about marine conservation, and how that's the best way to enjoy it.
Yes. Oh, before we go, how about you tell them or describe to them what your accommodation looks like? It's pretty
Oh, okay.
interesting.
So since we are a nature resort, we try to lessen our human footprint on the area as much as possible. So first off, we have a camping area for campers and hikers. Then next, we have these ocean view beach cottages. Um, we have 28 of those, and they are facing the water, facing the beach. They have fans, they have curtains, privacy curtains, and other amenities. And then we have these glamping tents. The glamping tents are new. They are air conditioned. They have their own bathroom. They have queen size beds, loft beds, sofas, tables, TV, everything. Um, 20 of the glamping tents that are ideal for a group of 8, for example, are facing our natural pool. And then 10 glamping tents, which are ideal for couples, which can fit about 1 to 3 people, are facing the beach. And then finally, we are about to launch our new accommodations. It's called the Beach Lofts. You have 20 of these. These are facing an amazing sunset view. They're also on the beach. It's a 2-story beach loft design with Kogon. It's, has a very good nature feel to it. And that can fit about 4 people.
Doesn't that sound amazing? Right, Migs, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right. Thank you so much, Therese. Thank you so much, Community and 87.5. You guys are helping us also and inspire us to continue on our work here with marine conservation and helping the environment, and at the same time providing a very nice beach destination 2.5 hours away from Manila.
That's awesome. Okay, please make sure to get in touch with Migs for any more inquiries, whether it's for leisure or to get involved with the activities, or both. Why not, right? Now, once this pandemic is over, let's support local tourism and make sure Playa La Caleta is on your list of places to visit. I assure you, you won't regret it. It's such a beautiful place. My name is Therese Garcia, and I will be back again soon with another environmental hero right here on Community.
Meet the people of the planet, the changemakers, the environmentalists, the Filipinos who choose to make a difference. Community, exclusively on Republicast FM 1.